everyone, I'm Tracy Hazen. I am your speech instructor for this quick summer session 1. And this is just a screencast to go over just some basics of the course, syllabus, welcome letter, and just kind of what your Eagle class looks like. So as you can see in front of me, we are in the Eagle class. Mine looks a little bit different than yours because mine's in the instructor mode. In student mode, it looks pretty much the same, maybe just some different colors, but for the most part, the format is the same. So I'm going to start right at the beginning. When you log on, this is what it is going to look like for the most part. You're going to see several modules. Okay, we'll fix those. At the top, you'll see a Start Here module, so hopefully that clues you in to Start Here. Cleverly titled, right? All right, so when you first open this, you'll see a welcome letter that I'm going to ask you to read, and I'm also going to send it in an announcement that you want to make sure you're also checking periodically throughout the semester or the session. A grading scale. This is also located in the syllabus, but you can easily find it here. The contact information for me, the easiest way to get a hold of me and the way that you guys are supposed to communicate with me is by emailing me on Eagle. Email policy just reminds you to use professionalism in communication exchanges with me. And then summer syllabus 1 is located right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this because this has some important information in it. And it's also considered an extension of the syllabus. So if you click on this, you can also read it in the announcement I'm going to send you. Let's see. This just reminds you that it's an asynchronous class, so that means that it's 100% online. There are no set times that you need to log in, but there are due dates that you need to follow. I'm going to post lectures, how-to videos, example videos, and readings that will be key to your success in here, so you want to make sure that you are following those due dates, find a pace that works for you, and you kind of work your way through it. Your class is going to officially start, hopefully you are watching this on May 17th. And you're expected to log into the classroom using Eagle, obviously, that day and get acclimated with the course. If you're unfamiliar with Eagle, this is your first online course, although since we're in a pandemic, it probably isn't, but you never know if this is your first college course. It could be, which is fine, but it's vital for you to get familiar with the learning management system, which is Canvas. Rock Valley calls it Eagle because we're the Golden Eagles. Clever, right? It is crucial to get off to a good start, so don't fall behind. This class moves really fast. It is a 3.5-week summer session course, so you are just, boom, moving through it from start to finish. All right, so you're going to be recording all of your speeches using YouTube. You will need to create a YouTube account, so go ahead and do that. And you're going to be giving me a URL with your presentations when it's completed or when you need to turn it in. This is an important part. You are going to mark your video as unlisted. Don't mark it private. Don't mark it public unless you want everybody to see it. Mark it unlisted. That means the only people that can see that video are the people that you share the link with. Okay, so it'll be me and yourself, nobody else. This eliminates any sort of privacy issues that you should, if you're worried about. And this also makes it really easy for me to not have to download all of these speeches. I just click a link and boom, I'm in. So you're going to find the directions if you're unfamiliar with YouTube right here in this PDF. In addition to using YouTube, you may use Zoom for your informative and persuasive speeches, or you can use Screencast. There's a couple different options, and the reason that is because you need a visual aid, and you have to have some way to project that visual aid for me, and some students find using Screencast, which I'm using, but you can also use your webcam. Works really well. Or you can use Zoom. It has the same capabilities, but you need to figure out how to do that. So I provide the directions for you. And Zoomcast is free, and so is Zoom if it's under a certain amount of time. So this depends on your abilities to project your visual aid component on your assignment, and you'll find more information about that down below. So moving on to the next bullet point, you're going to record and electronically submit your speeches, and you're going to use the following criteria. When you record your videos, I want you to use professional dress for your informative and persuasive speeches. The reason that this is because it builds credibility, it builds your ethos, and we want to make sure we're following a dress code. So make sure you do that. You must be standing if able-bodied to record your presentations, because standing allows for a more realistic experience and is part of your nonverbal. So if you're not standing, if able-bodied, you will lose points for your nonverbal communication. Let's see. This is stated in the assignment directions that you guys will have on Eagle, but remember, you're only allowed to use note cards. I don't want you guys reading from computer screens. It's just not, it's not the best presentation skills to have. No editing your speeches. This happens so much now in this COVID era. I will get students who edit and splice their speeches. Don't do that. If I see an edited speech, I'm going to tell you to re-record it. Since we are taking this class during a global pandemic, you do not have to have an audience, so lucky you. However, if you do not have a camera that can be positioned well enough so that I can see you, ask a family or a friend to hold the camera for you. The informative and the persuasive speech require a visual aid. So this is that number 6 that I was talking about earlier. So this basically gives you directions for how to project that. You can record yourself using a TV screen. You can record yourself using your laptop. You can use Screencast, or you can use Zoom. And you can go through these directions here by clicking on these links. Here's more directions for you. Or you could go through this tutorial video that Rock Valley made specifically for our Speech 131 students. So please follow those. All right, moving on to the next bullet points. Textbook. You do need a textbook for this class. You need the Mindtap. So you just need the electronic version of it, because it's just much easier. It's linked into your Eagle, and I'll show you where it is in a second. You're not only going to have readings that you're going to have to complete, but you're also going to have quizzes. So that is a must that you want to do. There is another module that will give you the steps to do that, but you want to make sure that you sign up for that ASAP. Required materials, again, you want to have those note cards, because using the note cards is fair to everybody. It's part of the assignment. Late work, there's no late work on quizzes. I will accept late work, small writing assignments, outlines, discussions, speeches, etc., with the penalty of a 20% final score. You are allowed only 1 week extension from the due date, and in a speech or in a semester that's 3.5 weeks, you simply do not have time. You cannot fall behind. You will not make it to the end. So make sure that you are really staying on top of your stuff, because there's just not enough time in this session. And then you can consider this welcome letter an extension of the syllabus, and you will find the syllabus here by going back to the Start Here module. And I look forward to a great semester. So I think it is going to be a good semester. You know what my summer sessions always are. I'm always highly impressed with my summer session students. They're just always on the ball, which is always really nice for your instructors. All right, so back to the Start Here module. Here is the syllabus. Go over this on your own time. I'm not going to read it to you. It's here. It talks more about policies. One of the biggest policies that you want to take away from the syllabus is that the state of Illinois IAI requirement says that you have to be up in front of a room speaking for 22 minutes. We have no audience, but that 22 minutes is still important. Not only is that 22 minutes important, but it also says that you must complete an informative and a persuasive speech as a part of this course. If you do not complete those 22 minutes, that informative and that persuasive speech, no matter what your grade is, you will fail the course. It's an automatic F. So take from that, you must complete all of your speech assignments. Okay, so go ahead and read that on your own time. But that is the biggest policy to walk away with. It'll also give you a, what's the word I'm looking for? A schedule. Very easy word to come up with. It just slipped my brain. But the schedule for you is here on Eagle. So I'm going to scroll down and then I'm going to come back up. But you'll notice all these modules here. I'll go back to those in a second. Week 1. Oops. Week 2. Week 3, week 4 is just 3 days, and then your final exam. So the best advice to give is to move your way through this module. You're going to move your way through all the modules. This is starting at the top and working your way down, paying attention to the due dates. So you're going to want to start here. It's going to be to do this week, read and watch me, and it's going to tell you what to do. Introductory speech lectures are going to be there. By the time that you start messing around in Eagle, this might be worded a little differently, but the point is that I'm going to tell you where you want to start, and you want to start there. You're always going to see your due dates and point values below the assignments if they have them, but just because something doesn't have a date or a point value, you don't want to ignore it. Like this oral citation guide, this is super, super important to all of your speeches. It's going to tell you how to create oral citations. And I also talk about that in your introductory speech how-to lectures, but just an example of how you don't want to ignore something. Each week you're going to have readings and quizzes. So you'll see in week 1, I need you to read chapter 1, chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, and chapter 9. Yes, they are out of order. Yes, that is done for a reason, because I want you to understand how to choose a topic, do some research, do some organization, because that's the first thing you're going to be doing with your assignment. You're going to choose a topic, choose research, need to do organization. These are things you need to know how to do. So these are just supplemental to the lectures that I am giving you, which are posted here. It'll say lectures. Week 2, same thing. Here's my informative lectures. I'm asking you to read the informative chapter. I'm also asking you to read about understanding public audiences, how to be a good listener, and how to do visual aids and verbal style, because that is supplemental to what I'm talking about in my informative lectures. Okay, same within week 3. Okay, but let's not overwhelm ourselves, and we'll just kind of peek at week 1. Okay. All right, so I'm going to minimize that. Let's see. So after your Start Here module, keep looking around Eagle, and you're going to notice 2 modules called Helpful Tools. And in these modules, you have one labeled Helpful Tools Personal Wellness, personal and just mental wellness, I guess it's labeled, just to show you what Rock Valley has available for you. Just because we are in a pandemic does not mean that we do not have services for you. So we have disability support services. If you feel you need longer time on a test or you need different accommodations, you can click this link and it'll bring you to what you need to do next. Mental wellness is important. If you click this link, it'll give you a contact information for a personal success counselor. PACE and Safe Zone, this is the mission statement for both of these committees I'm involved in Rock Valley. It just talks about being inclusive. If you feel you're being discriminated against, you can come talk to me. I will stand against hate with you, and we will take care of it together. So I am a safe zone, and these 2 things are very important to me, and I will not tolerate it in my classroom, even the online classroom. Eagle's Nest, if you are in need of personal items or food, you can go to the Rock Valley College Eagle Nest and they will take care of you. You can go in there and get what you need, and this link will provide you the hours and the location. And then online learning resources is something Rock Valley created in while this pandemic is going on to help our students out, so you can click that as well. Helpful Tools Academics. This is going to be a link to the student handbook. Questia is a research, what's the word I'm looking for? A place where you can do research online, kind of like a Google or a Google Scholar database, research database that you can use that is connected with Cengage. Purdue OWL, MLA, and APA, it'll tell you how to do the works cited references page, because you're going to need to do that for your works cited references pages. They need to be formulated. If they're not, it's 0 points. So make sure that you are looking at that and choosing which one you want to do. Rock Valley College English uses MLA. My discipline when I was in college was using APA. It doesn't matter to me which one you use as long as you choose one of them. Here's the Rock Valley College databases through the library that you can use. All you need is your student ID and your password, Google Scholar, and then Campus Tech Support if you're having any sort of issues with Eagle, Microsoft Office, things like that. All right. Mindtap resources and tech support. This is going to show you how to register for Mindtap, and you want to make sure that you do that because remember you have those readings and quizzes. And then this is the link for the textbook. Okay. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to post, I believe it will have to do with what is going on in week 1. It'll give you a little bit more detail than what this video went through since we went through this pretty quickly. But I look forward to a really awesome summer session, and it's going to move fast, but I know that you guys can do it. Whoops. And I hope you guys have a good one.